Some breaking news on this 4th of July as it is official. The Buddy Hield sign-in trade has been completed, and it is a doozy. So we're going to break it down here on today's show. That sign-in trade for Buddy Hield, the details coming out officially according to Shams Charania and other NBA insiders. We first heard that the Golden State Warriors and the Philadelphia 76ers were working toward completing this deal back the other night, and producer Chip talked about that on 76ers Now, producer Smitty on Golden State Warriors Today, and now we know what it officially entails, and it's a 5-team trade, which also includes the Klay Thompson sign-in trade to the Dallas Mavericks. This is why you subscribe to the channel, because it's day 5 of NBA free agency. We've been bringing the heat, and whenever breaking news happens, we cover it right here on the channel, so hit that sub button, especially if you're a real one. Adrian Wojnarowski also reporting on this front, according to ESPN sources. Free agent Buddy Hield joining the Golden State Warriors on a sign-in trade deal guaranteed for 2 years and $21 million. The Philadelphia 76ers, by the way, could not have afforded the deal that Buddy Hield is signing with the Dubs. So that's some important context right there. Hield gets $18 million in the first 2 years and a $3 million partial guarantee in the third year and a player option on a non-guaranteed fourth. I told you it was a doozy. I wasn't lying. The Warriors are sending the 76ers a 2031 second-round pick via the Dallas Mavericks. The Sixers at some point could also get some cash considerations here, more from Woj. The sign-in trade has to be 3 years, but a small guarantee on the third year gives Golden State real flexibility on the deal for Hield. The Warriors, in turn, add DeAnthony Melton, former Sixer, Kyle Anderson, former Timberwolves, and Buddy Hield in the wake of Klay Thompson's departure. And over the last 5 years, the two players that lead the NBA in three-point makes, Steph Curry, Buddy Hield, now they're joining forces in the same backcourt in the Bay Area. So the sign-and trade details here, to really simplify things, if you were to just look at this as a deal between Golden State and Philadelphia, the Dubs get Buddy Hield on the sign-in trade, and then the 76ers get that aforementioned 2031 second-round pick via the Dallas Mavericks, which is a part of the Klay Thompson sign-in trade, because the Warriors got a couple of those second-rounders for Klay Thompson. Hated the value there for the Warriors. You lose a 5-time All-Star and a 4-time NBA champion for a couple of second-round picks. This after Golden State got nothing back for Chris Paul, but it's Mike Dunleavy Jr. who's running the show and not your boy right here. Anthony Slater of The Athletic. He covers the Warriors for The Athletic with some more details on this front. The Buddy Hield deal will be roped into a 5-team trade per sources, stemming from the Klay Thompson move to Dallas, which now makes Kyle Anderson and Hield the combined return to Golden State for Klay Thompson. So you may have looked at Klay Thompson going to Dallas for a couple of second-round picks. That's kind of how I look at it. I look at it as the Golden State Warriors also adding Buddy Hield and Kyle Anderson via free agency. It officially goes down as a sign-in trade. The Hield contract year by year here, and it's interesting value, and I think that when you compare him to Klay Thompson, not the defensive player, of course, that Klay Thompson is, Buddy Hield and Steph Curry combining to make the most three-pointers in the NBA over the last 5 years. I do think that Buddy Hield, from a playmaking standpoint and being able to put the ball on the deck, might give Golden State a little bit more as far as playmaking. And of course, for Philadelphia, the second-round pick going to the Sixers, 2031. Honestly, who cares? The Sixers really just helping Golden State facilitate this trade. In year 1 of this contract, Buddy Hield is going to make $9 million. I think that's pretty solid value for the Warriors. Daryl Morey had said following the season for Philadelphia that he didn't think that Buddy Hield fit on the Sixers with Joel Embiid once he got back from that injury as well as he had envisioned. So I thought that put the writing on the wall that Hield was not going to return to Philadelphia. I do think that Hield fits a little bit better on that Warriors team than he did on Philadelphia. So to get him at $9 million here in the first 2 years, solid value if it can work out. And then the final year of that contract, $3 million. So if the Warriors see that to its end, obviously that's even better value there for Buddy Hield. And it was very interesting what happened with Hield once he was traded to Philadelphia at the NBA trade deadline. You're thinking that if the Sixers buy time until Embiid comes back from the knee injury, which ironically enough, he suffered at the Chase Center in San Francisco against the Warriors when Jonathan Kuminga fell on his knee, that he would be an excellent fit next to Embiid. Embiid draws a lot of double teams, and he's become a better passer out of the double teams. And as the game has slowed down, he's been a better facilitator there. And you're thinking Buddy Hield is going to get so many open looks playing with Embiid as well as Tyrese Maxey, and the numbers are going to be insane. It's going to be a really good addition for Philadelphia, and the fit is going to be spectacular. Well, when you look at the overall numbers, they were very similar from Philadelphia to Indiana. 52 games with the Pacers, 32 games with Philadelphia. Buddy Hield started off starting games, and then he came in off the bench, kind of mixing and matching there by head coach Nick Nurse. So points per game similar, rebounds per game similar. The field goal attempts went up a little bit with Philadelphia naturally. The field goal numbers did go down as far as the overall field goal rate, but Buddy Hield was asked to do a little bit more creating with the Sixers because Joel Embiid was vacant because of the injury. And then the three-point numbers still really passable and really solid at about 38%, with Philadelphia nearly 39%. But once Embiid came back, Hield wasn't the same guy. And in the playoffs, he was so bad against the Knicks early in the series that he got benched by Nick Nurse before coming back in Game 6, where he caught fire. And this is a player who's going to be able to catch fire and I think get a lot of open looks playing with Steph Curry here, and Steve Kerr is going to find ways to get him the basketball with all of the off-ball movement that happens within that Warriors offense. Now, the numbers over the last 4 years for Hield have certainly gone down. His value has cooled a little bit a couple of years ago, able to land a pretty solid contract, and then you probably thought that he was going to be making more than $9 million over the next 2 years, but with the decline in play, doesn't give you much defensively, some of that due to effort. The contract does go down, which for Golden State is obviously a win, but to go from 16.5 points per game, 15.5 points per game, 16.8 to 12.1, you see that slight decline. His best three-pointing season did come in 2022-2023 when he knocked down 42.5% from long range. So a volume scorer from distance who's going to have plenty of opportunities to dial up the long ball playing with that Warriors team aside from Steph Curry. His advanced shooting numbers here. I also think this will come into play for Golden State, and they'll be able to yield the advantage of making this move for Hield here because the fit for Philadelphia didn't work out. Catch and shoot three-point numbers, 39%. Corner three, 43.4%. The above the break three-point numbers, 37%. The three-point attempt percentage rate at 66.8. He's really not going to do too much outside of the three, although, like I said, Klay Thompson really just hovers around the three-point arc, whereas Hield, I was surprised with his creation ability with Philadelphia last year, and then the true shooting percentage at 57.8%. From my view, the Warriors had a three-point shooting void left by Klay Thompson's departure. Kyle Anderson, not going to help you in that regard, especially with that ugly-ass jumper that he has. Mine would be better, and Buddy Hield is as good as a spot-up three-point shooter as there is in the NBA. Simply, it comes down to this: a better fit with Golden State than with Philadelphia. You had to find a way to fill that void of the three-point attempts, the off-ball movement, and the overall offensive threat that Klay Thompson left the Warriors with, and Buddy Hield will now fulfill his shoes, or at least try, and it's going to be lofty as Klay Thompson, one of the best two-way players of all time, five-time NBA All-Star from 2015 to 2019, and helped the Warriors win 4 NBA championships. So grade the Buddy Hield sign and trade. For the Warriors, they get another shooter, and they needed that because they lost Klay. For the Sixers, you weren't going to bring back Buddy Hield after the comments from Daryl Morey, so you get a second-round pick and you help facilitate that. Now you have a better business relationship with the Warriors. A, B, C, D, or F, let me know. Join the conversation down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Whenever breaking news happens, we have you covered. I'm going to be in Florida over the weekend. Producer Smitty traveling, Jake Chipper traveling as well. But like I said, if breaking news happens, we're going to bring you a video right here on the channel because we're built different.